Hello everyone, I just wanted to make a quick video here. You all might recognize this little Traeger smoker that I used for in my chicken wing smoking video. So the other day I came out here and I turned it on and it was kaput. So doing a little digging around, I started to take it apart. And it's surprisingly easy to service these grills because, well, there's not much to them. So I wanted to just demonstrate how easy it is to take this apart and to service it and put some replacement parts in it. So the first thing that you got to do is take this little panel off, and this is partially disassembled already. So just take these two screws off. Of course, make sure it's unplugged because you don't want to be shocking yourself. So there's actually a little fuse on the back of this panel, and when I first diagnosed it, this fuse was broken. So that means there was a short somewhere in one of the components. So I went on Amazon and I bought these replacement fuses. They're 5 amp, 250 volt, and I think you get a whole packet of 10 of them, or maybe even 20 for $5 or something like that. Alright. So once I put the new fuse in, it blew immediately. So that told me that one of the components was shorting out and was not happy. So I actually called Traeger and they were very helpful. Their customer service is great. They gave me a procedure to follow where I can troubleshoot to figure out exactly which one of the components was acting up. So I'm going to go through that with you very quickly here and to just show how to isolate which component is faulty. So to take this whole thing apart, there are 2 screws here and then 2 screws on the back side, and once you remove those, you have access to all of the components. So this is the auger motor, this is the induction fan motor. Inside here there's what Traeger calls the hot rod, and that's what helps to ignite the pellets, and then this is the control board itself. Alright, so what they recommend in their procedure is unplugging the fan, or the fan would be orange, unplugging the red, which is the auger motor, and then unplugging the purple connector. There's the purple connector, which is the hot rod. Alright, now the first step to do is to plug it back in. Alright, we're all plugged in now, and if you turn it on and the fuse doesn't blow, which it didn't, there it is intact, then you know the control board is good. So I think my control board is good. So then we go through and we individually start plugging in all of the components. So the first thing that gets tested is the auger motor, and that's the red connector. So we'll plug that in. Alright. And then you turn it on. Well, that didn't blow the fuse either. That's still intact. So presumably my auger motor is okay. Then the next step that you do is plug in the orange wire, and that's the induction fan. So we're going to do that. And we'll turn it on. Well, the induction fan turns on, and the fuse is not blown. So presumably the induction fan motor is working just fine, and it's not shorting out. Alright. The next step we're going to do is plug in the purple wire, and that's our hot rod. That's the igniter for the pellets. And we're going to turn it on again. So the induction fan is going and the hot rod doesn't seem to be blowing the fuse, otherwise the induction motor would shut off. So, a little bit of a quandary here. So if we turn this off, the auger motor, while it's not blowing a fuse, but clearly you saw that the fan was going, but the auger motor was not going. So I called Traeger back and I asked them about this, and they were pretty certain that the culprit here was this auger motor. So we're going to go through and show you how easy it is to swap out this auger motor. Alright, so this is the auger motor assembly. It's connected to the auger, which is inside there. So it spins. Alright, this is a little, I've got the unit unplugged again. So this is a little shear pin. So if the auger gets stuck, this little pin is actually going to break and save the motor. So you need a little, I got this loose already, but there's a little 8mm nut here that holds this whole assembly in place. Alright, so you just take that off, unplug it. Alright, and here's a new auger motor, exact replacement. I bought this on Amazon for about 40 bucks, Amazon Prime. Exactly the same configuration as the old one with the gear drive. I saw a couple of different versions of this. One was a 1.6 rotations per minute, and this is a 2.0 rotation per minute. So that's the one we're using here. So all you do is just put it back. Install that shear pin. Tighten that nut. Let's see. This actually is a lock nut, and I didn't have the right metric Allen wrench to hold this, but a little vice grip. And this doesn't have to be tightened to within an inch of its life, just so the nylock locks in place, and there we go. I'm going to plug everything back in. Plug the auger motor back into the circuit board, turn it on. And now we can see the auger motor is spinning. There's a little cooling fan here. The auger is turning. The induction fan is blowing, which is underneath here. There's a little fan there too. And we're getting some air out of there. So now for reassembly. So to reassemble, quite easy. We're going to have our hopper here. We're going to put that back. We're going to get our screws. On these, oops. On these sheet metal screws, I like to get them all started before I tighten everything down. Okay. Two of them go in the back. two in the front get tightened. I already tightened the ones in the back. Alright, the control panel can be fed from the back side to the front. Two more screws. Tighten down, double check again. Looks like everything is running. And then so there's also another little cover that goes on the bottom, but that's pretty self-explanatory. There are 4 more screws, and these wires need to be bundled back up and put back up in there. So I hope this helps everyone. Don't be scared to service your Traeger smoker. Parts are readily available, and the procedure for troubleshooting is quite easy. Good luck and happy smoking. Please like and subscribe. As a final check, I dropped some pellets in there and made sure everything was going, and as you can see, we have fire, we have smoke. So now I'm ready to make some 4th of July ribs tomorrow. Anyway, hope you all have a fun 4th of July holiday. Enjoy